Well, it happened. Last night was the night that all Swifties were in front of their screens on YouTube watching the New Heights podcast with special guest Taylor Swift.
Yay!
Very exciting. It was so exciting. I loved getting so many messages from people who have absolutely no interest in football at all saying, how do I watch this tonight at 7? I'm like sending the link to everyone.
Oh, yeah. I Googled because it came out exactly at 7. So it wasn't even listed on YouTube yet. And I was like, how do I make sure that this is correct? Because I can't be a second late to this.
Right. You
have
to
to
be
be on
watching
time.
it in real time with everyone else.
Yeah.
And
So
ever since they started dating, everybody's been asking, when is she going to be on the podcast? And am I mistaken in saying that she's never been on the show, even in the background before, right?
yes. And she's never even been on a podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think her last interview was a late night interview from 3 years ago.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while that she's even
Well,
been out. And
listen, we've talked about this, right? Like Taylor, everything she does is tailor-made. Everything is so incredibly planned out because she does. She puts those little Easter eggs and everything. She's always giving Swifties little clues about different things. So you may not catch it at the time, but then you'll go back and watch and be like, oh my gosh, how did I miss this? This was foreshadowing for whatever. So that's got to be so difficult to orchestrate, especially with someone who's not your partner, right? So
Yeah.
like when you're going to go on Jimmy Fallon, I mean, granted, he's going to do whatever Taylor Swift wants him to do, but now you've got all of Jimmy's people involved and all of their people, right? And then it's a whole thing. And that just leads to more people leaking stuff and
Right.
yeah.
whatever.
A lot of cooks in
So,
the kitchen.
yeah, it's probably easier for her to just be like, you know what? I've got it. Everybody who cares about me is already following me. They already know what to look for.
Right.
So it started off with her talking about like how her and Jason or her and Travis met at the Eras tour,
Yeah.
her masters, how much she likes football now. So I
And
wanted,
how little she knew about football before.
Yes.
She's like, I just thought both quarterbacks were on the field at the same time. So
Come on, Taylor.
she asked Travis on their first date. So, and it was a really thoughtful question because it was really well thought out. She said, what was it like at the Super Bowl being on the field and looking across and seeing your brother on the other side playing against you on the field? And very respectfully,
Yeah.
he had to say, well, we both play offense, so
Yeah.
that never happens. But like the question itself was so beautifully
If you don't
put.
know, yeah, absolutely.
and Travis was
absolutely.
like, looking back, that's a really heavy question to
Right.
ask on the first date.
yeah.
Here I am competing against my brother, and you're asking me how that made me feel.
But
Right.
for someone who doesn't know football, especially because of that game and what a big deal it was
Right.
that the Kelces were playing against each other, even though it was their teams playing against each
Yeah.
other. They were right. Like, so that's, yeah, of course, when you meet them and you don't know anything about football, that's what you're going to be wondering. What was it like to actually face your brother in the biggest game in the world?
Mhm.
And for all she knows, this is happening all the time
Right.
with the two of them.
Yeah.
So maybe she was expecting like, oh, yeah, no, we put that aside and we play, which is partly true. But when she started talking about buying back her masters, so she did not own them.
Mm-hmm.
And for the past 10 years, she said she's been working very, very hard to attain them. And so that includes owning all of her music.
Right. And just in case you're unaware of what this is about. So when an artist signs on with a record label, you have a contract. And
Right.
in her contract with Big Machine Records, they owned the music that she makes, right? She writes it, she produces like all the things, but they have the rights to it. And she kind of had a gentleman's agreement with the label head at the time that this would really still be hers, which is all you ever want as an artist,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's your children. Like you've heard people say that about their songs before. But then this new guy came in and took over and was like, oh no, you're going to leave us and you don't get to take any of that. We're keeping all of your music. And it was like she left her life in their hands for them to profit off of and do whatever they want with.
And that includes her artwork, her music videos, like just all of it.
Yeah.
And she explains that now when all of her music was sold to a record company called Shamrock Capital, I believe. They were like, okay, maybe this is our chance. We can, talk with them. They seem like great people. And her family, everybody besides Taylor, so her mom, her dad, and her brother sat down and talked with, the heads and said, hey, this is meaningful. Like, we're talking to you about this from our hearts.
Yeah.
And they walked out and they said, we don't know what's going to happen, Tay. Like, we have no idea. They gave us nothing in that meeting. And I don't know how soon after, but she said that her and Travis were in their house and she got a phone call from her mom saying, we did it. And she just fell to the ground. Now has to go find Travis in probably their mansion.
Right.
And he's playing video games, which made me think, is she worried about who he's on video games with?
Yeah, that's a good
and
point.
what she's
he's
about
saying
to
that
reveal?
He has to take his headphones off, and
Yeah.
Yeah, are
and-
you shaking him going, shut it down now.
Shut it
We're
down.
talking about this now.
Sounds like a mom. Have you done that before? Shut it down.
Shut it down, right, all the time
Right.
with my teenage son, yes.
And they just celebrated. And it's
Yeah.
just, it made me tear up. You can tell she's just so proud. She's worked so hard for this moment. And now she finally has them. And she doesn't regret the re-recording. Instead, she was saying, yeah, I am going to be that petty. I am
Right,
gonna.
because she owns the publishing rights of it, and that's why she was able to do the Taylor's version, kind of in spite of not owning her own music, and despite everybody in the record label industry saying that's a bad idea, no one's going to care, no one's going
Right.
to listen. I'm like, well, you obviously don't know Swifties because
Well, exactly.
They showed up for
are
those
going to-
albums.
yeah, 100%. And it was Kelly Clarkson's idea. She said to Taylor, why don't you just re-record them? And Taylor was like, okay. So then after every album was re-recorded, she sent Kelly a huge, beautiful bouquet.
wow,
Just to kind of symbolize,
Wow.
okay, we did another one. That was her
Wow.
idea to do it. Yeah.
It's so
So-
Taylor
It's crazy.
coded too.
amidst getting her masters and explaining that, talking about how they met, she also made a really big announcement, a huge announcement, in fact, that she has a new album that's going to be coming
Right.
out. We have a little clip.
This is my brand new album.
We got TS12, baby.
This is
All right.
my brand new
TS12.
album. It's called The Life of a Showgirl.
Love it.
It
Love
was
it.
something that I was working on while I was in Europe on the Eras tour. And
So while you were on tour,
I was working,
Okay.
I would be
How
on tour.
on earth did she do this on the
So-
tour is still blowing my mind.
I just love it. I just love it a lot. I love music. I would be playing shows. I'd do 3 shows in a row. I'd have 3 days off. I'd fly to Sweden, go back to the tour, and actually working on this. I was physically exhausted at this point in the tour, but I was so mentally stimulated and so excited to be creating. And
wow.
this is
And literally living the life of a showgirl
I was.
while she wrote it.
That's why I called it that.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Oh,
Very
my
exciting.
gosh.
Yes. And it's funny because when they released just the little teaser that she was going to be on, and she picks up the album cover and it's blurred out, no one can see it, and everyone's trying to get clues from the books that were behind her and
Right.
Travis, and the way that they spoke to each other, her commenting on the color of his sweatshirt and him
Yes.
saying, it's the same color as your eyes, sweetie. It was all so what is going on? I don't know that had anything to do with anything, but I'm sure down the road we'll find out that it does.
In 3 years, we will.
We
'Cause
will.
That's how far in advance she plans this.
Yeah.
To the point. So this album is orange.
Yes.
And when she started the Eras tour, she had always teased this unreleased album called Karma. And we've seen this in music videos where Karma was always orange. So if anything, Swifties knew the next album that she puts out is going to be an orange album called Karma. And then Midnights comes out during the Eras tour. And there's a song on it called Karma. And so that's
Okay,
almost
well, that's
put to
not
bed.
going to happen then.
Yeah. But in the Eras tour, she's wearing orange outfits. And at the very end, there's this orange door that she exits through every night. What does that lead to? We don't know. So the whole time, Swifties are guessing. And then she puts out some behind the scenes stuff, and she's using orange props that we never see on stage. They're only behind the stage.
Mhm.
So she's just had this planned
Wow.
the whole time that
Yeah.
this album is going to come out. She uses orange fireworks at the show.
It
And
hurts
none
my
of us
brain just
knew.
thinking
Right?
about how much thought goes into this.
None of
right?
us knew the whole time.
So is the show going to kick off then at Syracuse University, right?
Go Orange.
Or Clemson, like an orange school, an orange
Yeah.
stadium, like who knows? The Bengals? I don't know. I guess probably not. That would
Well, and our very own Rachel, who does our digital work here at Beasley Media Group, she had posted on her story saying the life of a showgirl sounds like Vegas residency Sphere because showgirl Vegas, and I'm like, now we're getting even bigger.
how many dates would she honestly have to do? She'd have to be there for years.
Years.
She would
Years.
seriously have to be there for years.
Listen, all respect to Kenny Chesney, Zach Brown Band, all of these Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is bigger and going to need way more dates
Yeah.
in order to fulfill. I mean, literally tens of thousands of dollars for one ticket would be my suggestion if she only did like 2 or 3
Yeah,
shows.
that's what I mean. And she's not like that.
No,
right?
she
Like
isn't.
she's not like that. That she doesn't want people to have to pay that much. Especially, I
Yeah.
mean, she did this whole Eras tour that went on and 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 on, right? And that's what funded her being able to buy all of her music back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Right?
thanked all of
Yes.
the Swifties saying,
Yeah.
thanks to you coming to the Eras Tour, I was able to buy my master's
She
back.
could have made those tickets starting at $300, $400, $500. People would have paid, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I was able to get my ticket at face value. It was like $100 and some
Yep,
dollars
me
a
too.
ticket. And afterwards, after that 3-hour plus show, I left there saying I would have paid 10 times that much. That's
Right.
how good that show was,
Yep.
right? So that people went back. Like then you're then okay. Then I'm going to spend another several $100s to go and see the show again because she does not let you down.
Listen, I have nothing but respect for Taylor Swift. I would not consider myself a Swiftie. I didn't go to the Eras Tour. I think she's fantastically talented. But you have to admit that she does it right. Like, remember, on top of buying her masters for that money, remember we talked about it in A Cup of Joy about her giving the big bonuses to her truck drivers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, hundreds of hundreds of thousands of dollars
thousands of
across all the
dollars. Yep.
drivers. But because they were doing overnights and these crazy schedules
Yeah.
to keep the Eras Tour going.
It was millions of dollars across all the drivers.
yeah.
They were getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. It
Oh
was
my
insane.
gosh.
So the Eras tour was so long, I think it was about over 2 years, that
Mm-hmm.
in that time, she wrote 2 albums, one of them being this new album, The Life of a Showgirl,
Which comes out when again?
October 3rd.
October 3rd.
Like, how do I not know this by now?
10,
roll-
3, 13, one of her
13,
favorite.
Yes.
Right.
You never know.
Her other album that she wrote, Tortured Poets Department, it was so long that she wrote 2 albums and then performed one of those albums in the tour. That's how long it was that a whole nother set list was created.
Wow.
And think about, okay, just think too about how exhausted you would be performing every night.
Yeah.
And then she wrote a whole new album.
And that album had 31 songs on it.
Unbelievable.
That's insane.
I mean,
Right. She's a machine.
she's a workaholic.
Yeah.
And thank you. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you.
I know. And, you know, we didn't even get to one of my favorite things from the podcast was learning about how they actually got together. She and Travis, and, you know, like how she just thought that he was so ballsy, really, for like,
Yeah.
you know, talking about it on his show. Like, I
Right.
went to the Eras tour and was really, his words, butthurt that I didn't get to talk to her because she doesn't talk to people before or after the show because she's protecting her voice, you know, and she was like, he showed up there like, I want to go on a date with you. And she's like, I mean, that's weird, but it's really kind of, I like the nerve that it took
Right,
to
right.
think like he's going to
It's
show up here
ballsy
and be
for
like,
sure.
hey, I want to go on a date with you. So let's
Mhm.
do that. So she gave him a chance.
So he said when he first went to the tour, obviously at Arrowhead Stadium where the
Mhm.
Chiefs play, he thought he could just go back there and see her.
Right.
And he
Because he knows the old lady
Yeah.
working the
The
elevator.
elevator.
which is no, not at the Taylor Swift concert. No,
No.
you don't. But she said he's the guy that I've been writing all of my songs about.
Since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh, insane.
Oh,
It's
adorable.
love. It's new album. It's Taylor Swift. I'm glad we could deep dive with this, ladies. Swifties for life. Isn't that what you guys do?
No,
No. Is that? Oh, I I'm trying to lean in.
I don't know if there's a dance or something.
We're not going to teach it to Jeff, though.
Yeah.
No, it's a
No.
secret club.
Here, you want my friendship bracelet? It's just my Apple
There
Watch.
you go. I'll take that.